Hey everybody, it's Monday again already. I realized about 7:30 that tonight that today was Monday again. So here we are back doing another live. It's good to be with you as you kind of get logged in here. Um, Let me know you're here. Say hey or hello or something. I hope you're having a great day and start to the week. It is raining again here. Just started a few minutes ago. I love listening to sort of that nice, soft, pitter-pattery type rain. So it's kind of fun to hear that. I don't know what you're drinking or enjoying this evening, but it's been pretty warm here. And so in my little smiley, well, I guess it's just an emoji. They're not all smiley. Emoji cup. I just have some water. I've been trying to hydrate all day, I feel like. So let me know what you're enjoying this evening as you get logged in here. But tonight, what I wanted to talk about was online yoga and kind of this new territory that I have been delving in for all of 2020, essentially, but that all of us now have been kind of forced into with the pandemic that's been happening. We can't be together and yogaing in close proximity, and so things have shifted. Things have changed out of necessity, and I thought it might be fun, though, this evening and in today's live to kind of flip the script a little bit. That we're going to be back in the studio and I'll be leading classes again live with people in a studio space. I know it. I don't know when that's going to be yet, but we will. But I thought it might be kind of fun as well to talk about the benefits of these online classes, these Zoom live virtual classes, online yoga in general. And so as I'm talking, I would love for you to also post in the comments what you have liked, if you've been doing some of the Zoom classes or you've been doing some online yoga, maybe posting what you have maybe found as a plus or a benefit that maybe you weren't expecting or that you were expecting and have liked. Anything, right? That's been part of your experience. And so I thought that might be fun because some of us may find that we like the online experience just as well, or we like it in a different way than the studio classes. That's where I fall. I really like studio classes for very specific reasons, and maybe I'll talk about that in another live some other time. But I have found that these online classes and these Zoom classes have provided me something else that I've also liked in different ways. And that's kind of the focus for today. So one of the things that has been kind of a bonus is the travel or lack of travel time, right? That taking a class doesn't take quite as long because I don't have to leave early to get to the studio, to get it set up, or to arrive and get settled, have the class, and then the travel time all the way home, right? And you don't have that additional. Yes, exactly. Taylor just commented, it's so much easier for her with her 2-year-old and a busy husband. It's kind of exactly what I've been feeling with my kids and my husband. I'm not away as much, and I'm able to just kind of pop in, do the class, and I pop right back out. And I have more sort of flexibility, less time away, doesn't require as much juggling or, oh, I'm going to be gone like this time. Can you pick up the kids or can you go here? Or we're all just kind of still here. And so I can just go in, do my class, and I'm still around. And so I'm not losing as much time and I don't have as much guilt about maybe being gone because that time is minimized and I don't really feel gone, right? I'm kind of right there, which might be one of the bonuses of a studio class is I'm not right there. But that's not what we're talking about tonight, right? Another really cool thing is from my perspective, and then I think this could be broadened out too, is I've had people logging in to take classes that have moved away over the past few years since I started teaching yoga. And so they've been able to now take class again, even though they live in a different state or they live, hours away. And they've been able to take classes with their friends who don't live in the same area. And so you can I took a class another yoga teacher's class with my mom. We both signed up and we both took it, and we're in different states. And so that's kind of fun to be able to be wherever you are and have a friend wherever they are, and you're still doing the same class together. And so you can then talk about that class, maybe see one another in the Zoom, if it's a Zoom class, or if it's just an online class, you could still plan to do it at the same time. You could talk after, right, and kind of compare notes or whatever. And so that was kind of a cool experience. And a couple of my live Zoom classes, I've had 4 states represented. One time I had 2 different time zones, and so that was kind of cool. And that's a really neat element that we don't get as much with studio classes. It takes a lot more finagling to get people from out of state to be able to come to a studio, right, with you at the same time. So that's been a really cool thing that I've really liked, is that it doesn't really matter where you're at. You can do your class, or you can take someone else's class. You can try something new. You can invite a friend, and that's been a really neat thing. I also think it's been really nice to feel like I'm formalizing my practice space at home, that I'm using it more consistently, and it becomes then, because of that consistent practice, that I now associate more and more with that space as being a place where I practice. And so the more times that I do that, I feel like that space becomes more my own. And this idea of practicing at home isn't as odd anymore, or as, I don't know if I can do that. Is that really going to work? I don't know if I can relax at home. I think just like with anything, it takes a little practice. It takes a little getting used to, but eventually you're kind of like, yeah, I think I can, right? And I just keep showing up and I keep practicing, I keep trying. And so that's been really nice. And someday, if we travel again, if you continue with online or virtual classes, it doesn't matter where you go, right? Because like we just talked about, you can log in from anywhere, right? You just need a phone or a laptop. And with that, you can connect your class to a bigger screen. And so I've had a couple of people tell me that they have really liked these online classes because they can see me better. There's no dark studio. I'm always, right in front of them, and they can see my form better. They can, and several of them stream it up onto their TVs, which I try not to think too much about, me being super big on somebody's television. But then they can see it even more clearly, and it's not impeded, and it's not too dark. And one person told me she even figured out a couple of the poses and felt better doing them because she was able to see me do them more clearly. So that's pretty neat. And my online membership, the platform has an app, and so you can stream it even more easily, potentially, than some other ways. Another person, I hadn't really thought about this, but it makes total sense. Someone else told me that they're actually really liking yogaing from home because they don't feel any of that sense of competition that they might feel if they were in a group class and seeing other people do something. They might push themselves more than they should, or judge themselves more than they should, right? And so if competing and judging yourself is something that is a struggle when you go to a group class in a studio, yogaing from home, maybe that's a good element to minimize that. And one of the worries that I had as we transitioned into Zoom and online was the community. That I love just the people when they come to the studio and that vibe that we have. And it's definitely different in an online setting and in the virtual setting, but it's still there. You know, people get to know one another in their little video pictures. There's chat sometimes. Sometimes we stay and talk after, or we chat a little bit before. And in my Facebook group, which if you're not a member of, I have a public private Facebook group. It's called Beyond the Studio. You should join. There were some people talking in a feed on a post that I had, and they realized, oh, are you the so-and-so in this class? I'm like, oh yeah. And then the next day that we had that class, we're like, yeah. And then they were able to talk about what they had been talking about in the Facebook group. And so there is still that community. You see kind of the same names, the same people taking class. And so that I've been really relieved, actually, that that's still been happening and has been really good. And my membership has an additional private group that just members are a part of, and so they can chat, and they have their live class once a month as well, so they can kind of get together still with a group and yoga in community with one another, because I think that's a really important part for me in yoga, is really fostering that community and really trying to. So I'm really excited that has been maintained. It's different, just like everything, but it's still there. You can yoga in your pajamas. How fun is that? I feel like I still have to, I'm on camera, so I still get in my yoga pants, which, how uncomfortable is that? But you can yoga in your pajamas. You don't have to brush your hair. You don't have to have your video on, right? And if you're in the membership and you're just watching a video, nobody sees you, right? So you can yoga however, whenever, in whatever state that you are. And that's more yogic than anything, right? Is just meeting yourself on your mat. It's not about what you're wearing or what brand it is or how great you look. It's just that you do it, right? And so I think that has been an element to this as well. And additionally, down the line, if thinking about like the membership that I have, they get to pick whatever type of practice they want on any given day. And it's not subject to the studio schedule or my schedule. If they need a sculpt class, it's there. If they need a meditation, it's there. If they need a short flow because they have a headache that day, it's in there. So that flexibility to have, one of my members, I had told her I was going to steal it, and I have. She told me the first month, she's like, well, you're just my yoga concierge. And that's exactly what I am, right? And I love being that yoga concierge, that whatever my members say, what kind of flows they want, that's what I'm going to make and record and give them. And I love that whatever they need, I can try to give that to them in a flow that they can trust, and from me, who they can trust. And so they have that flexibility of schedule, and not just of what they want to do, but when they want to do it, right? They can yoga anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they don't have to worry about me. right? But I'm the yoga concierge who's provided this library of flows for them. So I think there really have been some benefits to this online experience, and all of us kind of being forced to try it when maybe we wouldn't have tried it before. So I would love to still hear from you if there's other benefits that you found to yoging from home, if there's questions you have about the membership that I talk about, and maybe wanting to explore that if you're really enjoying yoging from home and figuring out that space that you're going to use at home. Let me know. Let me know what we can do. If you want more yoga, I want to try to provide for you however I can. So I hope you have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you in yoga somehow or another real soon. Have a great day.